Okay, in the previous video, we got the confirmation page working. So we can see here, when I submit the form, I go to a confirmation page that shows me the information I entered in the form. And we did that using these get data actions and then just identifying which piece of data that we saved in the browser we want to bring back. So now to edit, let's say we want to make a change here. This takes us back to the form, but right now there's no data in there. So we're going to do, it's a process similar to what we did to get the information on the confirmation page. We're going to add some of these get data things, components, but we're going to use this version that gets some of the saved data. And then you also have to tell it, first what you want to get, and then you tell it where do you want to put it. So in this case, let's say for the start date, this is the thing that we want. So we're going to say get this, and put it here is basically what's called the slug of that label, which is just the same thing as this, but without the page name on it. And that identifies like which component on the page where we want that to show up. So if I refresh this, you can see that already shows up. It sees the 527. Oh, I didn't refresh this. It's actually 527 that it's pulling from there. And so we'll do the same thing for the other date. I can actually just change it here. Oh, no, it's actually different. So let me just grab it. Just going to copy and paste. So we're getting this piece of data, and we're putting it in this component. When do you want us to stop? And again, that is the slug version of the label of this. So without spaces or punctuation. And let's just make sure that's working. Okay, so there's the date. The radio button is a little bit interesting because if you'll see, I'm actually saving. So this is the held mail choice. I'll pick it up. But in order to select that radio button, we're basically telling it here like which of the radio buttons to check based on what was saved. So that's the thing that we want, is actually this index, which is sort of the built-in number. And we want to put that, how do you want to, so it's not called index, that's the data, but the slug for where we want to put that is how do you want to get your held mail. So that should work. It should automatically select I'll pick it up. There we go. So we get that one refresh. We don't need to worry about the acknowledgement. That's probably something, maybe you'd want them to recheck that. We could do that, but I'll just leave it here for now and kind of see if this is all working as expected. So I accidentally clicked that. So if I refresh, this information is all here. If I want to test the whole flow again, I can come over to my data page and just clear this all out. And so now when this loads, it doesn't see there's any data there. So I'll go through the whole flow again. Let's do June 4th to June 9th. Say I want it delivered. I'll acknowledge that. Schedule. I can see that it's confirmed. The 4th to the 9th, I want it delivered. And let's say, oh, actually, you know what? I want to pick it up instead. I can edit, come back here and change that. Maybe re-acknowledge, maybe not. Schedule, and then you can see that's been changed there. So that pretty much wraps it up for getting those two pieces of the prototype up and running. So from here, we can iterate on copy, components, things like that, and sort of get things where we want it and feel good about how it's working before we update the live site. So in the last video, I'll just kind of do a quick summary, tie up a few things, maybe talk about some other tweaks.